lifestyle, leisure and business radio. On your 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 lifestyle, leisure and business radio. ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. On your lifestyle, leisure and business radio. ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. On your lifestyle, leisure and business radio. 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 ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. ZTech onto 10119 FM, hosted by Delpy from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Hey tech enthusiasts and gadget geeks, this is ZTech on Z101.9 FM with the one and only Delpy. Get ready to tickle your funny bone and charge up your brain cells every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes, sir. It's another Wednesday. Good afternoon. Welcome at 101.9 FM. If you're just tuned in, this is a ZTech show. Once again, Delpy here. Wednesdays, it's time for tech. We're about to dissect so many things. I'm here with the beautiful Andrea. Did I say Andrea? I'm sorry, I'm here with the Kia. Okay, I'm cool. But don't worry, we'll talk about that in the next minute. However, this is the ZTech show and you're live on Z101.9 FM. We are going to be dissecting tech in Ghana, London edition. But before then, have you seen the price of the dollar? Do you currently have an idea how much the dollar costs per the cedi? $1 is like now 1030 cedis, so it should be averagely around 9 cedis by the end of the week. Which begs the question, are smartphone prices going to reduce in the near future? And they have actually started reducing. But before I go into any of that, I want to go for a quick music break. We'll catch up and then talk more about the dollar issue, introduce my guest, and then we'll move into the segment and have a wonderful conversation. We'll be right back. Okay. That was a beautiful one from my DJ spoiling it for us. Like I said earlier, we have a beautiful guest there, Kia Centre. We'll be talking tech in Ghana. We'll be talking about AI. We'll be looking at the evolving space of tech in Ghana generally, because there's an event coming up in London in the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I won't be attending, but I'll be partaking and sharing my own insights. So I'll be having a conversation with Equia pretty soon. But before then, my question again was, are we going to see smartphone prices drop because the dollar is also down at the moment? Yes. But unfortunately, some shops in Ghana or some companies in Ghana are still holding on to the old prices, which is a bit devastating. So I'm using this opportunity to reach out to them that, hey, the dollar is not going to go up again. So don't make your mind like, oh, the dollar is going to go up again. So if I reduce it now, it's going to be a no, don't do that. Just keep the prices as it is compared to the current rates per cedi to dollar. The TD now is around 10.39 as at the time I checked before getting into the studio. I'm pretty sure by the end of the week, we should see 9 Ghana cedis by Friday. Today is Wednesday. Unfortunately, this week has been a quite slow one. The reduction has been quite slow, but I'm still hoping to see 9 cedis. And one thing I realized that made me confirm that the prices are going to go down is there are certain smartphones that I used to. I like making my purchases online. And when I was purchasing a phone from Amazon, I realized that the rate on Amazon tallied with the actual rate of the dollar, so it made the price down a little bit. So if you want to purchase any accessory device and you want to purchase it online and you're using your MasterCard or Visa card, you're going to get a much more cheaper rate as it stands. However, MasterCard and Visa have their own rates, so sometimes they might be a bit expensive, but they cost less than they should now. On AliExpress, which is also one amazing site, most of the smartphones there have been reduced. The prices have been reduced. There are smartphones that cost as much as 5,000, 6,000 cedis that are going for 2,000, 3,000 cedis now on AliExpress, which is a good thing. So yes, the dollar rate is definitely affecting the prices of most of these tech gadgets. So take the opportunity and get one for yourself if you have to. This is a great season for you to, take the opportunity and the advantage to get some gadgets for yourself. We're going for a quick music break. Sorry, no commercial break. We're going for a music break, and when we come back, we'll dive into the conversation with Equia Centre.
Z 101.9 FM.
Yes, sir. As stated earlier, today I am here with the beautiful Equia Centre, who is the Senior Product Manager of Andela. And today we're going to dissect the Tech in Ghana topic. We're going to have fun. We're going to see how AI is going to be a part of it. And what the event is going to be about in London. Since I'm not going to be there, she's just going to be a brief. I'm going to picture it from my end, unfortunately. But yeah, Equia, thanks for coming. Thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate you coming here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
That's beautiful. How is the atmosphere looking like for you? I know the dollar is down. What's going on?
It's good for Ghana.
It's good for Ghana.
It's good for Ghana.
What about you?
For me? Well.
Okay, beautiful. So Tech in Ghana, London. What are we looking at?
Yes. So we're looking at, first off, Tech in Ghana as a conference itself. It's bringing together innovators, founders, right? The ecosystem of Tech in Ghana. So I feel like that as a platform is the perfect place for anyone to just come and just experience what that is. But because it's in London, of course, you're experiencing that outside of its ecosystem.
Yeah, I'm pained, but yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry that you won't be there. Maybe next year, but hey, this year they have ones in Ghana as well.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can also plug in online, and you can stay connected with the speakers that are going, me and others. But really, we're looking at conversations around AI. We're looking at conversations around policy. We're looking at where the numbers are in terms of tech investment, the data about where investment's going, and also the future of tech in Ghana, right? What's the outlook for where the ecosystem's going?
How do you see the ecosystem of tech in Ghana now?
Yes, I see it from an interesting perspective. One, I'm a non-technical person, right? Okay. I'm actually a product marketing manager. So I feel like when you add the marketing in there, it's a little less technical than a product manager.
But you're still in tech.
I'm still in tech, yes. Right. I'm in tech. So from where I see it, I'm oftentimes rubbing shoulders with a lot of expatriates. So people who are working in tech from the angle of they work for a company outside of Ghana, but they're working here remotely. So I see that ecosystem honestly thriving because what I see is a lot of ideas coming together from all these corners of the world. I see, people from Africans, I should say, from different parts of the continent coming together, ideas being shared. So I see it being an ecosystem that has a lot of potential to grow.
Beautiful. Since Andela, we're going to look at AI a lot. The one thing I want to know is, we know AI is transforming a lot of industries globally, right? From your perspective, how would you describe the current impact of AI on the job market?
Yeah, there's a lot of impacts of AI on the job market.
Both globally and then in the African market.
Yeah, so I think the biggest impact we're seeing is that jobs that have routine tasks, right? Someone who just codes for their job or their primary role is coding. Someone who just writes for their job. Someone who just creates images for their job, right? These are roles that will likely be made redundant because AI can completely automate those jobs.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that people in those jobs should be afraid. That doesn't mean they should be like, oh shoot, like the robots are coming for me.
Yeah.
It should actually make you excited to then learn and upskill and grow into something new. There are literally human skills that AI, in my opinion, can't touch. Can't touch creativity, can't touch empathy, can't touch critical thinking. And those, as a human, those compound, right? It's not just we learn it once and then that's the skill. Those compound over time. So I think that people who are working in those jobs should look to upskill, look to be lifetime learners. That's one of the easiest ways that AI will affect. Another interesting way that AI is affecting, at least from my perspective, the hiring landscape, is that it's introducing a lot of fraud into hiring. Okay,
I'm interested. How is that happening?
Yes. So as a product marketer, I often just talk to different prospects and clients. So IT hiring managers, right? Across the globe. What I keep hearing from them is, okay, I got like 100 applications to this open job I have, but then these candidates show up and they don't actually know what job they're applying for. AKA they were fake candidates. Right. They were bot candidates. Or I have this guy that's great on paper, right? His resume is spot on. Then he does a technical assessment, can't pass the assessment because he used AI to completely do his resume, but didn't then study up on how to talk about that resume on the job or how to actually demonstrate those skills, right? Be
fluent and seem more organized, or like they know what you're talking about.
Yes, or people are like literally cheating. This is a thing, right? People cheating, in their assessments live as they're interviewing, cheating, having two screens or having someone in their ear telling them what to do. Yeah. So that's something from the hiring perspective I'm seeing that's really interesting. And for our industry is disrupting what it means to hire quality talent.
Right. That's beautiful. I mean, I should have started with this before. Andela.
Yes.
What do they do? I mean, for somebody who doesn't know what Andela is about.
Yes. So Andela is a tech talent marketplace. We are one of the largest in the world, over 150,000 talent from Latin America, Africa. We actually started in Lagos, Nigeria about 11 years ago. And what we do is we help companies from around the world source qualify, hire, manage, and pay talent through an AI-powered platform.
Okay.
So they're able to do that more quickly than most platforms. They're able to do that at scale, on demand, and they're able to pay talent around the world.
So if somebody wants to like apply for a job, can they go through Andela?
Yeah, they can, but it'll take them some time because first they have to be admitted into the talent marketplace. It's not a free-for-all, hey, everybody come. We actually are we call ourselves a private marketplace because you actually have to be assessed. You have to have English proficiency level, you have to have your chops in coding, and then you have to be legit at your field. So we'll interview you as well and make sure you're legit.
So you would interview them for the role.
We assess before you can even be considered for a role.
You assess.
Yes.
Yes. And you're saying AI has a role to play in this? Like there's an involvement with AI for the process?
Yes, for the process of talent getting into the marketplace, AI I wouldn't say is integral, but for companies who are hiring talent, AI is literally the way in which they're able to do that more quickly. So our platform,
efficiency.
we have an LLM that essentially helps a customer come in and say, okay, I want these skills, I want them in this area with this budget, and then from there they're able to source a list of recommended talent in seconds using, of course, AI.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So it helps reduce the stress from manual labor, if that's correct.
Yes.
Well, talking about AI and all these, you've mentioned a few, but which other jobs do you think AI is about to disrupt and then just take over completely?
I mean, mine for sure.
Marketing.
Marketing, yeah.
Okay.
Marketing, yeah. So this is how I think of, again, any job that's super routine. I don't know the extent and how fast these changes are coming because if you've used ChatGPT, sometimes you're like, wait, ChatGPT's output is actually not that great. How is it going to replace my job?
Yeah. And sometimes you have to be very direct with them.
Yes.
Very specific with some of these things before you can get the responses.
Yes.
As you want it. So.
But I guess the labor market is showing us these signals, right? It's showing us if Google is laying off 4,000 developers, that means something, right?
Oh, yep.
That means they're probably just building their replacement, if they haven't already, that's automated. I think when it comes to, we can see the different image generators, right, that AI has, where maybe a photographer has less work because a company is saying, I don't need to go to photography. I can prompt an LLM to actually make photography for me.
Yeah.
Moving images for me, right? We're seeing this in Hollywood as well.
Yeah.
Why do I need workers to write scripts when AI can write the script? So, I mean, again, anything that can be routinely automated today through even just what ChatGPT does, I think is quote unquote at risk. But I want to be clear that no one should be afraid that they don't have a future because their job or what they do is at risk. That is just an opportunity to then say, okay, how can I upskill myself? How can I be smarter than this thing? How can I see where my career can go 2 steps ahead of what AI can just automate it out of?
Yeah, so I mean, with this instance, for people who are like mid-career, like mid-age, who are quite uncertain about the impact of AI pretty soon, what advice would you give them? Like I'm scared AI is going to take my job.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it's really well or not. Like I'm in a limbo. What do I do?
Yeah, I would say first, don't fear. Remove that fear, remove that doubt and uncertainty.
Okay.
I would say as well, use AI. Use the tools. Get familiar with the tools, right? Get familiar with ChatGPT, not just the tools itself as an interface, but understand, wait, how do LLMs work, right? How do the algorithms work? How does prompting improve an output? I say that because all of these companies that are building these LLMs around the world, they're building them with the core same components. Okay. And so if these components continue to be improved on, if you understand how they work, you should be able to actually master them over time much faster. So use go out and just like test and learn. Use them for your everyday. Use them for, take a picture of your fridge and see what you can prompt ChatGPT to do with what you have in your fridge. Again, try to create an image, like look at something and try to recreate that image with LLMs. I think really just test and learn. And then the other big piece of advice I have, especially for tech professionals, soft skills. Soft skills. Yeah. Focus on your soft skills. Communicate, right? Be able to communicate well. be able to critically think. That means ask questions, right? Understand problems so you understand what solution you might be providing or trying to provide. I would say collaboration. Soon, collaboration will be collaborating with other robots, other LLMs. But today, like, what does it look like to collaborate with humans? What does it look like to collaborate with machines? Focus on those things as well.
Right. That makes a lot of sense, because honestly speaking, if you're not able to communicate, you're not able to be confident in your own way, collaborate too as well, it's not going to be one of the best things to do, right?
Yeah, it's that, and really quick on communication. It's also when you're trying to get a job, it's, hey, this is what I bring to the table, and here is the impact that I was able to make in this and this part of my career. So it's not just about look, this is how I talk, or this is the fluency I have in this language. It's here's how I can actually express and explain what I'm talking about. Here's how I can explain my career, my background, my story. Here's my story, right? So it's more than just being able to say words fluently in a language.
You know, people are like more, you spoke about asking questions. People are, when we're in SHS, JHS, I'm shy. I don't want to ask the question. People think I'm dumb. People think I don't know what I'm learning. I have to prove hardcore that I know, so I'm not going to ask questions. And it has followed a lot of us till now. It's even hard to ask questions. But I learned it the hard way, that if I don't ask, I wouldn't know. And it got to a point where if I didn't ask, I was getting lost. So the only survival skill was to ask. I remember when I came back from SHS, the bars dropped us at where I shouldn't have dropped. And out of shyness, I also alighted. And I didn't know the area, so I had to ask. You know, I was feeling shy to ask. So I still went to ask that, where am I? How do I get to this place to get to the station and it has helped me ever since then. So I now ask a lot of questions regardless of what someone thinks. So for somebody who is like that, what would you give them that advice? To ask more? Because doesn't it feel frustrating sometimes?
Yeah, I can understand that from someone who is shy or an introvert, or someone who just doesn't necessarily need to speak everything on their mind. I can understand that hesitation, but you are holding yourself back if you're not clarifying an ask. If your boss tells you to do something and you're too shy to ask, and you're confused about something, or you're not sure, no, that's I would say that's not you're missing an opportunity to actually truly understand what's going on. So that's what I would say. Beautiful.
We want to go back to Andela. I know they're creating opportunities, but how are these opportunities being done? I mean, you've said a lot. I think you've mentioned it a little bit, but I want the insight.
Yes, real answers. So through Andela, there's a few ways we create opportunities. The biggest way that we create opportunities is jobs, right? Yeah, bottom line,
obviously,
getting talent jobs, getting them employed. These types of opportunities they're getting are with clients like GitHub. They're with clients like MasterCard Labs, Safaricom, with Wolters Kluwer. So these are global brands. These are global companies that are working on really innovative projects. And so talent get the opportunity to be front row in the mix of what forward technology and building amazing things. First opportunity. With that, though, which I love that we do this, we have this series called Humans of Andela, and we showcase different talent from around the world. We have really cool ones across Africa, in Nigeria, Kenya. One woman in Kenya was just talking about how the biggest thing that this opportunity, right, to have a job through Andela gave her was the ability to buy her mom a car.
Wow.
Yeah. And the ability as well to buy a house for herself and her family.
Wow.
So like, it's not just, hey, I got a new job, this is awesome. It's like, no, we're really changing the way that people live their lives across the world. Another way that we create opportunities is by upskilling and giving people a chance to really enter the landscape of this, new in-demand skills gaps era. So we have partnerships that we make. So NVIDIA is one of our main partnerships, where we're training with machine learning, different machine learning and AI tools. We're also partnering with CNCF, Cloud Native Computing Foundation. And for there, we're doing different data and cloud upskilling as well. So we're also creating the opportunity for people to learn skills, get mentored, and then have the opportunity to put them into practice, right? That gets them closer to that job. I would say those are the biggest ways that we create opportunities.
I'm curious, what goes into talent? What do you look for? Do I have to have these exceptional skills to qualify? Do I just need to have a portfolio? What goes into the talent acquisition? What makes I don't know how to put it, but like, what is the perfect candidate like for a talent acquisition on Andela?
That's a great question. And the data that I have to support that is through what clients say make ideal.
Is it okay to share it?
Yeah, of course. Sure. Ideal talent on their teams. So it's definitely someone, I'll take you from the start to the finish, right?
Sure. Feel me.
This is assuming someone's already in the talent marketplace. So an ideal candidate for them is someone who, of course, has the technical chops. If you don't have the technical chops in any case, it's tough for anyone to consider you for the job. It's tough. So first of all, having the technical chops. Second thing is these the prospects or the clients that are coming on our platform are looking at these profiles and they're saying, oh, this person not just has the technical chops, but they actually have links to work that they've done, right? Their portfolio that explains the impact that they made. Okay, I can see more about how this person can fit on my team because I can see what they did and the impact that they made for this other company, this other example. Then let's move on to the interview. Say you move on to the interview stage. An ideal candidate at the interview stage is someone who then in the interview can explain and give a clear story about that impact that they've made. They also, in coding assessments, I won't say like, again, cheating on code assessments. Like I'm not an ethicist, so I'm not here to say like, oh, this is right or wrong.
But it's definitely isn't right to cheat. Cheating is never right in any way.
But here's what I'll say.
I'm listening.
We do have an assessment platform called Qualified. It flags different areas of suspected cheating. So like if someone copy pastes code, right, it'll flag it and just say, hey, this could be like code detection. This could be cheating. So what I would say is in an interview phase, if there is a detected cheating and someone's in an interview and the hiring manager's like, hey, so I see that at this point there was like a pause and then you copied code in. Like what happened there? Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? I did use an LLM for this portion. I was thinking through this problem and I got to the point where I actually couldn't keep going because this and that. So then I needed to go to the LLM to help me get through this problem. And then I copy pasted because the result was actually really good. And then from the result, I did this and that. Now imagine saying that to a hiring manager versus like, yeah, you know, I just like, I had to go to chat. It was just, or I had to go to Claude. It was just, it was, you know. So at the interview stage, being able to clearly explain, here's my process. Here's how I problem solve, right? When I'm thinking through a problem, here's my steps. And when I get blocked, here's what I do to unblock myself. I go to a teammate, I go to a ChatGPT or whatever similar program, right? Here's how I think through. Again, in the hiring manager's mind, they're like, great, this person, I can understand how they think. I can understand how they can integrate into my team. Awesome. Now you're hired. Now you're on the job. This will be my last phase. What's someone who is a solid candidate? Someone who is proactive. Again, hey, I'm blocked on this thing. Here's what I think the solution is, but can you help me like get past it? Hey, next week I'm going to be out Tuesday, Wednesday. So I went ahead and I documented my tasks that I'll finish by Monday and just letting you know I'll pick them back up Thursday, right? Someone who's proactive in communicating, proactive in what they're working on. The last thing I'll say is critical thinking. Yeah. Critical thinking, especially in this era of AI, is huge. Again, your team, your manager, your company, whoever comes to you with a problem, you don't just accept and say, great, let me go solve it. No. You question and you say, hey, what is this really the problem we should be solving? Right? Yeah. Is this worth our time? Is it? Is it gonna actually, is the benefit of solving this problem better than the benefit of solving this problem, right? So think critically. These are the things that literally clients tell us make a talent that needs to be handheld from a stellar talent. Critical thinking, communication, someone who's proactive, and someone who can show their problem solving thinking. Beautiful.
I mean, I like the part where you spoke about being able to defend yourself with even using AI or specifically. I don't think a lot of people think they could defend themselves that way, and I feel like a lot of people would have been able to do that if they knew that. Maybe I should come for coaching classes. Or we'll set up a class and we'll teach them. By the way, you're still listening to Z101.9 FM. This is the Z Tech Show with myself, Delpy. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And our handles are ZFMGH for Instagram, Facebook, and X, and Z Multimedia for TikTok and YouTube. I've been having a wonderful conversation with Ikea Century, who is the product marketing manager. She said I should be specific with marketing yes. She's not in tech. But yeah, she is the senior product marketing manager for Andela, and she's giving us highlights of what Andela is about, how Tech in Ghana is, and then artificial intelligence altogether. And we're having a beautiful conversation. If you've missed this, you've missed a lot. But you can check us out on Facebook, as the feed will be posted back there for you to join in. Also visit our website at www.zmultimedia.com to get more information about it. Ikea, one more thing. More questions actually, but I'm curious. You do face challenges, right, whilst recruiting people. What are some of these like common challenges that you get from, getting people or researching people? I mean, most of these jobs are remote, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what are some of the challenges that come with it?
Yeah, there are a lot. And so you're asking me about the challenges that we face in sourcing talent or in getting jobs for talent. For basically,
yes, for getting talent. Basically.
Getting talent, yeah. So, we are sourcing freelancers or consultants who maybe they already have a job, and maybe that job doesn't take up too much of their time. So they're like, oh, I can handle another job. And it's like, yeah, you can, but if you handle two jobs, will you be as effective at both, right? So there's that challenge of not wanting to necessarily curb someone's ambition in that way, but then be realistic with, at times, the caliber of companies and projects that are coming through Andela are very hands-on and need someone to be like fully committed. I would say that's one thing. Another thing is we see talent who can't always adjust to different time zones, right? So the real challenge that any remote worker has, I experience this too. My team's based in the US. Here I am in Accra.
Yeah.
Right. The real challenge of, hey, can I work the time that my team is also working?
Yeah.
Can we sync
together?
Yes.
Because time zones are a problem.
Yes. So I would say that's another challenge. Not impossible challenge to overcome, but one for sure.
You'd have to change your sleeping schedules for sure.
It's real. It's very real.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the main.
I would say those are main challenges.
I mean, anything remote has to come with time difference as a consequence, even for African talent. But I believe we have a lot of African talents who are more interested in this. I mean, your main focus is African talent.
Our focus is global.
Global.
Yes, but we still have 60% of our talent based in Africa and Latin America.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's go back to Tech in Ghana. Let's just wrap it up with Tech in Ghana. You're participating, right?
Yes.
What should we expect from you?
Yes. So for me, I'm moderating a panel on
really?
AI and how it's affecting the future of work. I have amazing co-stars on there with me. Happy to post and share their names as well after this.
Yeah, sure.
But we will be talking about really like from the angle of government, from the angle of research, from the angle of like a practitioner working in tech and AI. What does it look like for how the future of AI will affect, again, how we work? I'm interested in that personally as a topic, so I'm interested in unpacking that across different areas.
All right, beautiful. So I have a question here. If there are startups or young developers listening, whether in Ghana, elsewhere in Africa, or in the diaspora generally, how can they leverage on the opportunity that Tech in Ghana is offering, whether by attending the London edition or engaging with the initiative in any other way?
Yeah, I would say if you're able to attend in London, June 10th, which is in 2 weeks, get there, do it, get the ticket, show up, like come and network. I think that's a great, opportunity. But totally fine if you're not able to attend live. If you are, if you have social media, if you have Instagram, if you have Facebook, TikTok, if you have LinkedIn, if you have LinkedIn. YouTube, Tech in Ghana does an amazing job of broadcasting the conference, the insights, clips and videos. I think they also have a live stream on YouTube, so you can tune in live. Another insider tip, I was a speaker as well last November, and I did this to other speakers, and I was shocked that not that many people did this to me. Reach out to the speakers. You have the speaker list on their website, on Tech in Ghana website. Reach out to them. Be like, hey, I see you're going to talk in Tech in Ghana. You don't even have to be there live.
I'm shy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm shy.
So let's use ChatGPT to help you draft a little LinkedIn message.
Okay.
That will get the attention of a speaker.
Okay.
And that will help you get a one-on-one Zoom meeting with them the week after the conference to talk about what they learned.
Okay.
Right? To talk about what they learned. If you are tuning in, even better that you bring them insights and information as well and say, hey, I really like that you talked about this, this, and this in your talk. Or you were on this panel. I really like that you mentioned this, this, and that. Right? So I think there's any opportunity for you, whether you're live or online following, to get involved in the conversation.
I've been an avid Tech in Ghana fan, and I've seen how like massive the events get. Let me be honest with you. I think the first time I attended it, I wasn't expecting to see that number. Of course, like Tech in Ghana, there. How many tech things are we doing in Ghana that would like cause people to come that much? Till I got there, and there was like that time there was like Zuberi, there was Menu Finder. There were like a lot. I don't remember seeing Andela there, but I think they should have been there. I mean, right from the beginning. Yeah. It was amazing to have seen so many. How have you seen that change from the first edition till now? What would you say has been the highlight of it all for you? And like, have you noticed any growth? Have you seen any differences? Has there been any add-ons? Is it evolving? Is there a space that you see becoming way bigger or better in the near future? Yeah,
so I'm actually personally, I won't say late, I will say coming in at the right time.
Right.
Because I was just made aware of Tech in Ghana last fall.
Right.
Yes. So for me personally,
it's still very early.
It's still early for me. It's not early for Tech in Ghana. It's early for me.
For you, yeah.
So I'm really excited because what you're saying, I'm already seeing it at a large scale. Okay. Right? I'm seeing it at growth. So I'm interested to see how it continues to evolve and really how it continues to shape the conversation of tech in Ghana and like tech in Africa as well, right? I think there's a lot of different ecosystems across Africa, and I think Tech in Ghana is starting to define what that ecosystem looks like here in Ghana. And so again, I'm on this growth trajectory with them now, excited to follow along and also be a part of how that continues to grow. Beautiful.
There's another question here for you. It says on talent development, which is something you're into. What's your view on large scale programs like the Ghanaian government's 1 million coders initiative, if you've heard about it?
Okay.
And are these effective in truly preparing the youth for global tech roles?
So I know a basic level of what the 1 million coders initiative is. Can you give me more background and then I can react to it?
So I'm just like you, but like basically it's more about introducing technology to the young people, right? So they're trying to educate people on technology like cybersecurity, data science, ethical hacking, artificial intelligence, anything that evolves around tech landscape, right? So it's this program where they're trying to infuse it into people to learn. And I feel I might be wrong on this, but I stand to be corrected. I think they're trying to introduce it into the schools. Yes, just so they can like introduce it into the curriculum so that it becomes a basic necessity for most of these students to acquire before, the normal English, math, science, social studies we learn. They're trying to, involve tech more to make it worth understanding for people so that they're like ready for the job market right when they are out. So it's like basically going to a technical school and having the technical skill from this particular project, which is the 1 million coders. So 1 million in the sense that they're trying to train a lot of people to understand technology in that field.
I think that sounds like an amazing initiative. That's amazing. That's one of the building blocks of how you create a strong tech ecosystem is you create a pipeline, right?
Yeah.
Here's my hope for it, that this initiative stays at the forefront of what skills are needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
What skills are we teaching these coders or these technical people?
Right.
That it hopefully isn't just coders, that it's designers, that it's managers, right? Project managers, product managers, that it's people that are in other tech adjacent fields as well.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that as well, when there's just training but no real world application, there's a gap.
Okay.
There's a gap. So if there's just the training, I would question the efficacy. If there's the training paired with mentorship, the training paired with real world job opportunities, a training paired with some kind of real world application, maybe it's connected with businesses here locally, maybe it's an internship program, maybe, right? Like, to me, that is where that initiative will skyrocket and really be the future pipeline of tech in Ghana and hopefully tech across Africa. Let Ghanaians be the ones that people are coming to hire to be doing tech even elsewhere.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I honestly do believe in that because I feel like it'll help a lot because if some of us were very interested in tech, but we're just down the route of we have to do basic general science. You know, if we had some of these before, now we have to take online courses.
Yeah.
You know, which not everyone can afford, if you're being honest. But I really love the idea. There are 2 more questions before we wrap this up.
Okay.
So the question here is: you've embraced the lifestyle of a digital nomad.
Yes.
True or false?
True.
Good. And you've been working remotely while exploring different parts of the African continent.
Yes.
True or false?
Yes, true.
You've been exploring how many countries have you been to?
In my life?
Yeah.
80.
Excuse, how many countries have have you been to every continent just yet? Would you say you've been to all the
So Russia, we consider Russia a continent. I haven't been to Russia.
Okay, so Russia is the only place, if that's a continent.
Antarctica.
I've
never been.
And the Arctic? Nah, okay, cool.
Every other continent.
So you've been to Australia.
Yes.
You've been to North and South America.
Yes.
We're in Africa.
Yes.
Gone to Europe.
Asia, yes.
Asia.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, okay. The question here is, how has this experience shaped your perspective on work, opportunity, and collaboration? And what lessons can aspiring African professionals draw from your journey?
I feel like that question's big, but I'll try to give you a quick
That's
answer.
fine.
I'll try to give you a quick answer.
Take your time.
The biggest learning I have about traveling to different parts of Africa, specifically as a digital nomad, and I'll name 5 cities, Accra being one of them,
Okay.
Dahab, Egypt, Kigali,
Okay.
Rwanda, Cape Town, South Africa, Windhoek, Namibia.
Yeah.
Let me throw in, did I say Nairobi, Kenya? Let me throw in Nairobi.
Yeah, sure.
So what I've learned is that all of these ecosystems are thriving in different ways, and we have a lot to learn from how they're thriving. So I think what I would encourage those who are able to travel, those who in the future, right, at least have the desire to travel, find a way to get to one of those tech hubs. I would say Cairo is more of a hub than Dahab for tech. But anyway, find a way to get to one of those tech hubs. Primarily for a conference would be awesome because then you're with others and network, because you'll find ecosystems that you'll be energized by, encouraged by, influenced by. You'll see, I guess, the potential that a tech ecosystem can have. And hopefully you bring that back to Accra and help grow Accra's tech ecosystem. So really it's just like influence and encouragement by nature of just being on the ground and experiencing it for yourself.
Wow. How can I be like you? How can I travel 80 countries?
We'll have to do another show about it.
I know. Before we wrap up with your final words for Tech in Ghana, I normally have a game I play with my hosts, my guests. Sorry, I always mix this thing up. Guest host. 5 minutes. We're going to do a this or that segment. So just choose one of them and explain.
Okay.
I saw you working with an Android, so I'm pretty sure I know this is going to be more of an Android girly. Yeah, nice. That's a Pixel 8 or 9? 7. Okay, cool. All of them look the same from the 7. Anyway, iOS or Android? I know you have your answer.
Oh.
Wait, why the face?
Because Apple people always want to come at me. They've always been wanting to come at me. I'm like, I'm Android. Come on.
You can't change that, innit? Because I'm an Android person myself. Give me the
Yes.
beautiful. Laptops or tablets?
Laptops,
Mm,
bigger screen.
bigger screen.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
are you like a MacBook person or?
Honestly,
Or-
I could be a MacBook person. I know I'm an Android, but I still could be a MacBook person.
Okay. Streaming music or downloading tracks?
Oh, how can you download anymore? Streaming.
This guy.
Where do you download? Is that even still an option?
Okay. Smartphones or smartwatches if you had to choose one?
Smartphones.
Obviously, it's an easy one. Online shopping or in-store shopping?
In-store shopping.
Mm.
I want to physically touch the things and physically see if they fit me before I assume they fit me.
Okay. Virtual reality or augmented reality?
Oh, augmented reality.
Mm. Tell me more about it.
I've been to a museum once where I wore, actually tell me if this is virtual reality. I wore the headset and I looked to my left and to my right and got to experience, I don't know, I was like on a river. I was in a boat on a river and I don't know, it was a whole
That was
thing.
virtual reality. That's like,
Okay,
that's
then virtual
like
reality.
the immersion. It feels like you're in there.
It was so cool.
Yeah. Video calls or voice calls?
Video calls.
Okay. Touch screen or physical keyboard?
Physical keyboard.
You still want the physical keyboard?
Wait,
on
what
your
do you,
phone? Like, you remember the BlackBerry?
Oh, touchscreen. Sorry, touchscreen.
Yeah,
Easy.
you know what
Sorry,
it's talking
no,
about.
touchscreen. My bad.
Okay, the last one before we end. Would you prefer to use AI assistants or manual searches? Are you the Google type or?
Wait, is this even a question in 2025?
Yeah, it still is.
AI assistants.
Yeah.
Let me be with the future. I'm not going to be replaced by robots. Take me to the furthest future that I can go in this moment.
Would you want to be a part of the people who make the robots, or you'd rather, if you had to choose, would you want to make or use?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe I want to make robots. Maybe I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're encouraging me to be there, to have that mindset.
Should. I think it's going to be a beautiful one.
Yeah.
We're left to 2 minutes. Tell us what to expect again from Tech in Ghana for people who want to come, what's going to happen, a little bit of Andela and yourself, and then let's just wrap it up.
Yes. So at Tech in Ghana, you should expect, again, amazing speakers. You should expect to get insight into how Ghana is moving and growing in the tech space. You should expect to, if you're on the ground, network, right, and speak with amazing people. Share your story, hear other people's stories. People are coming from different parts of the world. So, yeah, I think it'll be a really good day and more of an intimate experience where, who knows, maybe I can run into someone 3 times and hear 3 different things because we're at in different conversations, in different rooms. Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a great time. How about Andela?
How about Andela?
Yeah.
Yes.
If somebody wants to, we forgot to mention, if somebody wants to just, use the platform or be a part of it.
Great question. Yes, if you are a talent and you are looking to join the Andela Talent Marketplace, you can go to andela.com, and for talent, you can begin our application process. Again, English proficiency test, coding test, and then you'll get an interview. If you pass all that, you're in the marketplace. From there, you're up for jobs, can apply for jobs, etc. If you're a company looking to hire talent globally, you can go to andela.com, sign up for our Andela Talent Cloud, our platform, and then you can go ahead and start seeing talent instantly by even prompting and saying, I need a talent with these skills in this country, this budget, and you'll get a list of talent recommendations. Or you can go through a form and detail out everything you need in this role, and then you'll see talent instantly, interview them, start that application process as well.
Okay, so I just realized one thing before we leave. I think you've been mentioning code. Is it solely for people who know how to code? So if somebody is somewhere else in tech that doesn't code?
Yeah, not necessarily. So if you are, it's for tech professionals. So anyone in the tech ecosystem. So primarily software developers and engineers, data scientists and analysts are our main base. But if you're a product manager, If you're a UX designer, right, you're also able to join the network. The tests, so that code, quote unquote, test might look different for you, but there will be some sort of assessment to make sure that you're up to chops before entering the marketplace.
Okay, if somebody wants to get in contact with Akua, you have a LinkedIn account, right?
I do have a LinkedIn account.
Are you on social media?
I'm on social media.
Okay.
I'm on LinkedIn, Akua Century. I'm on Instagram at Akua_NOQ. And honestly, today, that's where you can find me online. That's it.
Beautiful. That was Akua Century, who is the senior product marketing manager for Andela. It was a nice time. It was nice talking with you. I really enjoyed it. I've learned a lot. I've actually learned not to defend myself if I cheat. I know how to defend myself. But yeah, thank you so much for the insights. Hoping for the best for you, especially moderating the Tech in Ghana session. I wish you all the best. I know you're going to rock it. I'll be watching from my bedroom either way. But thank you so much for taking time to pass by. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that is it for the segments today. We had a wonderful and insightful one. My name is Delpy once again, and this has been a wonderful one. Next week, we will be talking about the mobile data issue. There are a lot of people that are really pressed about this particular issue, and we're going to have one of the telcos here to discuss it with them and see how they could help, reduce it and not increase it again ever. But that's not my decision to make. However, please make sure to follow us on social media at ZFMGH on Instagram, Facebook, and X, and at Z Multimedia for TikTok and YouTube. Our website is www.zmultimedia.com. I'm Delby, and I've signed out.